Hello and welcome back. In my last video, I reorganized and decluttered all of my fabric and consolidated it all into one area. While I was doing that, I picked out a couple of fabrics that I wanted to use to make Victorian clothing. If you haven't seen that video and if you're interested in watching it to see the process that I used when planning out my projects, I will put a card up here as well as a link below in the description. But today I am going to get started on making one of the outfits or dresses that I wanted to make. Now here in my sketchbook, I did sketch up a few drawings. I drew up 2 day dresses, a formal ball gown and a semi-formal evening ensemble, as well as 2 nightgowns and an Edwardian dress that I would like to get to, but it's not going to be for this project. I think I'm going to be doing this one today. Now when drawing these designs or dresses, I did look at a lot of different reference images. The majority of what I drew was based on a wide variety of different things that I saw. So the inspiration for these comes strictly from the decade of the 1880s. I wanted to start with the nightgown because I do think that that will be the quickest. So I have my ideas, I have my sketches. What I need to do now is figure out how to pattern these things. So I'm going to go upstairs to my table on this wonderful rainy day and figure out how to pattern this nightgown. Okay, the top part to the nightgown is together. Overall, it doesn't look bad. Now I'm going to move on to the skirt. So here I have 2 large rectangles. I can find my edges. On this piece here, there is the seam line from where I tore off the trim. So I think what I'm going to do there is place a ribbon over it. I'm going to be putting ruffles along this edge, which is going to be the bottom. So therefore, I spin it. This is going to be the top. So what I'm going to do now is connect these 2 pieces together and then spend a while putting my ruffles, which off camera I went ahead and sewed together and put a, no, I didn't hem this one. I just sewed this together. So I have my strips here of my ruffles. It's not 100% even, which is why I did not hem it. I'm going to hem it last, which is going to be a little annoying once it's all ruffled, but it's fine. So I want to sew these 2 pieces together, add my ruffles, and then connect the skirt to the top, and then add the sleeves, and then the collar. So only 3 steps left. Well, the nightgown is now done, and as a whole, it is not bad. I would give it probably an 8 out of 10. Now, there are two things that I do not like about the overall design. Now, keeping in mind that I did draft this pattern completely from my brain. So, maybe that was the issue there. But the first thing that it's not that I don't like, but it's, I don't know, an issue that I have with it is the neck here. So it just protrudes. Not a big deal. I mean, I would like for it to be a little more tight like this, which would be about 2.5 to 3 inches additional fabric there. And the second thing being the sleeves. So whenever I raise my arms, it gets really tight, like in the back. And then I feel tightness right here. I'm not, because it's not even tight, so I don't know. I guess it's the ruffles, it's not the ruffle, the poofiness of the sleeve. I mean, it's not so bad. And like I said, for me drafting this pattern completely from scratch and just going off of a drawing and some inspiration photos, I think that I did pretty good. Now it has been legitimately storming for like 3 days straight. But because of all of the storming, I got some wonderful audio of the storm. Can't be mad about that. I think that the accordion ruffles here on the chest turned out pretty good. My only issue with it being that there were stains on the sheet that I could not cut around because I used every single last piece of the sheet when making this. And it was a king size sheet, so I do suppose there's a decent amount of fabric here. So I have a little stain right about here that can't really see on camera, but I know it's there. And then there's a line right here. I did try scrubbing it off. It did not work. It's fine. Now, off camera, I did add all of my buttonholes, and that was because the power went out and there was not enough light to actually capture what it was that I was doing. So I added all of the buttons. There were 7 here and then 4 for the sleeve cuffs, 2 on each side. I don't really feel like you missed anything. If you sew on one button, you sew on 1,000 buttons. It's the same process. Now for the ribbon at the bottom of the nightgown, it's not bad. It is not the same texture or thickness of the fabric itself. I think it's like a mix between a polyester and a paper as far as the ribbon goes. It doesn't rip easy, so that's fine, but it has a weird, I don't know, weird crinkliness to it. But the whole purpose of me putting that down there is because there was a seam line and I needed to cover it. Does the nightgown read Victorian? I think so, yes. I did not end up doing the ruffle around the neck. I guess I just didn't want to. I don't have an answer. I ended up just doing like a bias tape method around the neck and then pulling it down where the buttonholes, or where the buttons are. There's no buttonholes. To secure the buttons, I have this elastic thing, and then I just wrap it on the button on the other side. Because I am so terrible at sewing buttonholes, and my buttonhole foot for my machine does not work like it's supposed to. So I kind of wanted to avoid crappy buttonholes. But overall, I think I did really well. It is comfortable. It is a light fabric. My husband keeps the house very cold. And even though, yes, it is summer and it's 95 degrees out, I'm not hot. Well, that is all that I have for today's video. I had a lot of fun making this Victorian nightgown. Is it the Victorian nightgown of my dreams? No, but I will get there eventually. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know something about the video that you did like or didn't like. It's up to you. Consider sharing this video with your Victorian like-minded friends or acquaintances, or just random strangers. If you're not already, consider subscribing. I post every Wednesday, and occasionally I will post twice a week. It really depends on how quickly I'm going through my projects and how quickly I can get through the editing process, because that alone takes hours. Now, one of my all-time favorite movies is Bram Stoker's Dracula. I did previously make a lace overdress kind of inspired by Lucy's wedding/burial dress. Whenever I made this, I couldn't find anything similar to it on the internet, and it turns out that it's like a Victorian/medieval type overdress, so it's something that already exists, but the name changes for everything. I don't know what it's called, but I will leave a card up here if you want to go watch it. But for my next project, I will be making Mina's mint green semi-formal day dress. For that project, I am going to have to do quite a bit of embroidering, and I have never embroidered anything before, so I'm really hoping that it's going to turn out right. I don't exactly think that I have the skills available to be able to make something like that, but it is not going to stop me from trying. I may hate it. That'll be fine. I don't think I will, though. I think I can do an okay job. So stay tuned, because next Wednesday, I will be making the recreation of Mina's mint green semi-formal day dress. That is a lot of words. So I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by.